Hi, I would like to show you how some objects work in Microsoft Access to see if you can incorporate it as an enhancement in Argos. So this is a form in Access, and if I click on this drop down, then notice that it has the terms, and next to it, it has the description. I like it when it's together. In Argos, you only have a choice. You can only display one column. So my request is to display as many columns as you need. So if I hit this arrow, this ruler here, I go to the form behind the scenes. It looks like a architect blueprint, the screen. And if I click on the object, I go here to properties. And the properties window is made up of many tabs. And in format, we say how many columns we want this drop down box to have and how wide should each column be, 1 or 2. And then how wide should the whole object be? So it's 3 inches because 1 plus 2 is 3. Then there's another tab called data, and data is what populates this tab. So in this case, there's a sequel that if I click on the ellipsis, brings me to a miniature grid. And if I click the Run button, the exclamation point, it shows which fields the grid is displaying. But I just want to display 2 columns, so I'm just mentioning it in the Format. In the Format tab, I just mentioned the first 2. Now, the next request I have is about alignment. Pretend that I take this control and it's all the way out here. Now, according to Argos, the one that's clicked, that's the driver. And that's like an extra step of thinking. In Microsoft Access, it doesn't matter which one is clicked first. Let me show you. I click this one first and then I click this one. Now if I want to move this object to align back to here along the leftmost edge of this object, all I do is go to Format, Align, and then I say left. And it just calculates, if I say left, it calculates which objects are selected and take the leftmost of the leftmost object. So again, if I move this here, and I move this one here. So now they're all not aligned. But if I then highlight all 3 objects and I go Format, Align, Left, it aligned to the leftmost object, which was the first one. Now, this object is out of place. It really should line up with this one. How? It should line up to the bottom of this one. So I'll shift click. So now these 2 are selected. I go Format, Align, Bottom. Okay, now if I go to Argos, you see all these align icons? They're really hard to understand. You have to hover over them. So what I'm proposing is that you would create one icon like this icon. You see this icon that I'm hovering over which says line border? The reason I'm hovering over is because it's an icon with a drop down. So imagine you create one icon for a line, and if you click a button, instead of giving you the color choices of course, if you click a button it would show you all those little icon pictures that you have in Argos, and next to it in English, because many of us think in English. And the same thing goes for, there's a format, here, let me make this extraordinary big. Now, let's say I don't like this size, it's too big. I want it to be like the size of this one. So if I go to Format, let me select it. If I go to Format, I go to Size. Oh, I have to select both, sorry. This one and this one. Format, Size, I say to shortest. You see? Now, let's say I wanted to make this field as wide as this one. That's also a size. Format, Size, Widest. So what I'm proposing is that instead of having so many different icons, just have 2 icons. one that represents size and one that represents alignment. And then with a little arrow, and then when you single click, you would get these vertical choices for the align icon, and you would get these vertical choices for the size icon. And instead of the one that's clicked first being the driver, it should just know based on the position which one we're talking about.